Please sit down. We have much to discuss.
Thanks, Mr. Aztec God. And the red shirt stands on guard.
I've had it up to here, with so-called superior beings terrorizing my crew because we're so primitive. Maybe you should see how primitive you are before you go around testing others.
Having seen the series, I can understand Kirk saying that they had a whole lot of trouble with, well, superior beings. But let's try to be more diplomatic.
One thing first. If you're so peaceful, how come the Aztecs were so violent and aggressive?
Not very polite, but informative, I guess.
Yes, I guess we do. Go on.
Let's pick two.
One thing first.
I tried to teach them the concept of self-sacrifice. It would appear they did not completely understand my teachings.
That's putting it slightly.
You are clearly not the liars I thought you to be. Were you telling me the truth about my disciples? That they became ruthless savages?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to call them ruthless savages. I mean, they had a highly organized highly organized society and a whole bunch of art and so on.
The Federation is not in the business of lying, mister. Absolutely. Your best until you messed up in a big way. Perhaps you should try following the Prime Directive. It changed our lives.
This I don't understand. I mean, I'd say there was a whole lot of other things that changed mankind before the Prime Directive came along.
Absolutely. Your best intentions were changed by the imperfect humans that you left in charge after you departed. Such is the way of our race, I'm afraid.
Kirk's being unusually humble there, but let's go with this.
I sense truth in this. Perhaps this is what happened to my children on the Klingon world of Rakur, which would explain why they are searching for me. I have clearly abused the power that was given me long ago.
Now this intrigues me. It makes it sound like some other being gave Quetzalcoatl his godlike powers. I would be interested in knowing what exactly that is. Or was.
You show great wisdom, sir, but your statement implies that you wish to change your condition.
Very astute of you, Mr. Spock.
Indeed. If my mission of peace was overthrown, then I am no longer worthy of my power. Tell me, has your species made progress in the medical arts?
So it's an art now.
We're a technologically advanced starfaring race. What do you think? That we wouldn't have made progress in medicine?
Calm down, Kirk.
Yes, why do you ask? With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances.
This sounds good.
Then I shall ask to make use of your advances.
Fair enough.
At the top of my spine is a gland not found in your species. This is the seat of my power. I wish you to remove it, thereby making me immortal.
Intriguing.
Jim, I'll try, but the physiology is completely alien.
Oh, he looks human enough.
You've got to do it, Bones. If the Klingons realize he's no longer a threat to them, perhaps we can avoid a war.
Good point.
Scotty, 5 to beam up.
Also, this mission is the only instance in the game where you have more than 4 people being around. I like how Quetzalcoatl's beaming effect looks for some reason a bit different. And away we go.
Captain, 3 Klingon heavy battle cruisers have just entered the system.
Ooh, Kobayashi Maru, let's solve this problem.
Admiral Kenta is hailing us, sir.
Federation Starship, this is Admiral Blip Pinker of the Creator. You harbor a criminal who has caused the destruction of the entire population of Rakkor. We are not prepared to negotiate. You will proceed to Rakkor, where a court of Klingon justice will be convened. If you refuse, we shall destroy you.
Oh, I'd like to see you try. By the way, you have lovely green eyes there, Mr. Kenga.
Admiral Vlicht, the criminal of whom you speak, is in the middle of a very delicate medical procedure. He cannot be handed over to anyone at this time.
Okay, that would be stalling a bit.
Since when do Klingons give orders to Federation officers, Admiral? I realize it's difficult for a Klingon, but don't be a fool.
That would be asking for a fight.
I cannot believe Quetzalcoatl's mission to Rakur would cause the deaths of the entire planet.
Let's try to get some information out of him.
His attempt to corrupt the Empire with his philosophy led to the destruction of all life on Rakkor.
That's weird.
How could a philosophy of peace and non-violence cause the destruction of all life on Rakur?
My thoughts exactly, Kirk.
Rakkor has been governed by my family for generations, but even they were corrupted by him. It was a matter of honor that his lies had to be silenced, no matter what the cost.
So...
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with?
Klingons don't screw around.
So you killed them, your own family. You were responsible for the deaths, not Quetzalcoatl.
That's the gist of it, but let's...
You murdered them. You're insane. Tell me, how much do your commanders know about what you did? Or do you need to kill Quetzalcoatl to hide your own deeds?
Okay. All is saying the same thing, but the first choice is the least offensive.
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with?
It was that creature's fault. Had he not interfered in our affairs, the people of Rakkor would be alive. Clearly he is responsible.
Right.
Message from Starfleet Command.
I'll argue this with you later, Blake.
Contact your superiors, Kirk. You may be surprised.
I have bad news, Captain. The Organians have ruled that Quetzalcoatl's interference in Klingon affairs renders him subject to Klingon law. You are to turn your prisoner over to them at Rakur. Klingon law will permit you to observe or aid in his defense. But be very careful, Jim. Starfleet out.
Oh, this is another thing that's rather interesting about this game. The Organians and the Organian treaty between Starfleet, the Federation and Klingons. In that only was in one episode of the series, and since there has obviously been plenty of conflict between Federation and Klingons, but here they use that as a sort of ongoing state of affairs.
Captain, you cannot turn them over to those butchers. That would be murder.
We have no choice, Scotty. I'm afraid Quetzalcoatl has a date with Klingon justice. Set course for Rakur, Mr. Chekhov.
I'm not a big fan in general of Star Trek episodes where they deal with superpowered beings or gods or superpowered computers, but this game puts an interesting twist on the theme.
Captain's log. We have come to the ruined Klingon planet of Rakur to deliver our guest, the mythical entity Quetzalcoatl, to a Klingon court. Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Ensign Benny and I have been granted permission by the Organians to witness this trial, which I expect to be a travesty of any meaningful definition of justice.
Oh, Kirk, you prejudiced cad.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the car.
The prisoner and his witnesses will stand forth, so the trial may begin.
Well, we are not going to do that quite yet. By the way,
Admiral Vlicht, commander of the Klingon flagship Clerta.
you look quite a bit older than on the Enterprise's view screen, with the suddenly grey hair and all that. Funny.